Susie became a patient 31 years ago. She was frequently ill with recurring respiratory illnesses, intermittent swelling of lymph glands, frequently treated with antibiotics. In 2004, she became more severely ill and more persistently presented with lymph glands that were swollen all over her body. In consideration of the fact that she has a family history of a lymphocytic malignancy, it was appropriate to further investigate why her lymph glands were remaining swollen and weren't getting better after treatment for infectious causes. This was the bone marrow biopsy. It confirmed she had a condition called chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Most people with the condition do have progressive illness, and that it can convert to a serious life-threatening malignancy. It was interesting, as we have followed her in the past 10 years, that there has been no progression of her lymphocytic leukemia. And in fact, there's been improvement in the number of abnormal cells relative to normal cells in her blood. Her lymph glands have remained normal. They responded very quickly to treatments that she received at the time. You've got probably the most carefully documented body in my practice in terms of 6 to 8 inches of paper charts before the new computerized records started in 2006, which, if we were to print them out, would likely occupy several boxes of computer paper.
I'm sure.
And we've been testing your laboratories frequently, and I do have to acknowledge that we're not finding anything wrong with you or evidence of any side effects from the treatments that you've received. What's important is that it is chronic lymphocytic leukemia and that it hasn't progressed and that you're not sick. The majority of people don't have that experience. So that a doctor seeing somebody with CLL initially figures we'll be okay for a few years and then we're going to have trouble.
You're talking about 2004, so you're talking about 11 years ago that
Right.
you had this diagnosis, right?
Yes.
Correct.
And based on the fact that my father started out okay with chronic and ended up with acute, I wasn't going to do that.
Understandably, Susie's doctor was quite nervous to talk to us on camera, hence his modesty. Not only did Susie's chronic lymphocytic leukemia not progress to acute, pathologists were baffled at the unusual finding that her cells normalized, which means her diagnosis was reversed or cured. In order to have a diagnosis of chronic lymphocytic leukemia, it requires an absolute B cell count of over 5,000. Susie's absolute B cell count reduced to 304. Susie underwent no other medical intervention for her diagnosis other than receiving a series of fetal stem cell injections.
Part of my discomfort being part of this project, I'm making myself a target. But realistically, stem cell therapy is becoming more mainstream. It is important that people know about it and that we learn more about it. My preference would be that it was done in a scientific way, but we can all learn from our experiences, and if we don't have explorers, we never learn anything.
It's a chance, right? I mean, it's a shot
It's
for people.
working well, something is working well for you.
Something is working well for me, and I'm not doing anything else, so.
We're
Thank
good.
you. Yes, we are. We are good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When she decided to have the stem cells, initially, as an MD, somewhat skeptical, I became more and more convinced of the benefit as the years went on, that she just got better and better. And very honestly, when you go to medical school, I think they put a pair of horse blinders on you. And that unless it's taught in medical school or you read it in the medical literature, it can't be valid, can't happen. Susie is the living proof. She's healthier than I am, considering I have some conditions my own that I think could possibly be benefit. I'm actually considering having the stem cells myself.